Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Gaming Droid, and welcome back to Thea The Awakening. So, I was just running through a couple of turns to gather some food with my expedition before we got back to recording, and an elf wandered into my village. So in the name of Lada's kindness, let the traveller sit and share food with us. We will not share our food, take all he has and chase him away, or kill him and get his stuff. This will be a fight challenge. This will probably be a fight challenge. But I'm going to cost the 10 food. So he's departed wisdom upon us and thanks us and leaves. So we lost a little bit of food, but we gained 3 folklore, 2 herbalism, and 1 intellect on 2 different characters. That can be a great benefit later in the game because we've already gained 2 folklore on our characters in the town. This is 3 more folklore on top of that, so these guys should now be up to 5 folklore if they took part in that original thing. The herbalism will help protect us from poison, the intellect will help us have intellect challenges. So that's been a nice little benefit. Thank you very much, Mr. Elf. So over here the expedition's been gathering food. We're up to a decent amount of food. So I'm going to strike camp and I'm going to head back to see if I can't deal with the bandits. So, we track down the bandit hideout situated in an old mine shaft. There's a dark tunnel leading into decrepit mines. So these are the guys who stole from us. So we're going to go in. So we can either have a 2-star sneak challenge, a fight challenge, or we can go in with weapons drawn but try to reason with them. Speech is my best chance. So a 2-star social or a 2-star fight. Let's go with a 2-star social. Bandit captain, fighter, and a shooter. Let's do this. Reshuffle. Ooh, that wasn't good. Okie dokie. His turn first. So he does 8 damage, so I'm going to throw him out, and I'm actually going to throw out a support to get him up to 13. I'm then going to throw out another support to get him yeah, I'm going to throw out another support so I can guarantee death of one of these 2. He's going to be confused and he's going to be confused. So 8 and 13, that's fine. I'm going to throw out a support on him. Actually no, he can kill people either side of him fine. So I'm going to throw him out, and I'm going to throw a support on the last one to add a nice heavy hit at the end. And now we are just discussing the situation. And that discussion has led to me convincing them not to attack me. So alright, you win. We don't have your stuff anymore, but we'll give you some of what we do have. Yeah, that's fine. So we got some gold. And we checked the cage. We didn't find anything in the cage. You can sometimes find children in the cage. But we found some fur and some bone. There we go, that was a nice easy solution for a group that doesn't have a lot of fighting. So now we're going to have to go down and deal with the goblins. This quest I have done before, the smithy quest. It's one of the starting quests. There are some very interesting solutions, so we'll see what goes on with that. So I'll head down in that direction and we'll pick back up when we meet the goblins. Okay, so I just remembered that people want me to turn the music down slightly, so I've turned the music down. And we are headed out towards the bandit camp. Towards the ogre camp. You thought you're sneaking up on a band of orcs, but as you lay there observing, a female voice speaks up behind you. So the demoness sent some minions. I'm surprised that you should serve her kind. Wait, what? You're the ones kidnapping kids. Sure you know that Rusalka is a devious temptress, always seeking to deceive and debate the living. Children are favoured prey among the demon kind. We've learnt this the hard way during the long night. Real pretty, long black hair, looks kind of wet all the time. Her voice is all sweetness, and yet she's on her lonesome. Out here wearing nothing but a skimpy dress to barely cover her bosom. Sounds about right. You ever wonder how something that fragile wasn't even scared of you? We're not giving you the little ones, they're coming home with us. Are they orc children? Why? Does it make a difference? You think we kidnapped them? But if they're orcs, then whatever. Nope, if they're orcs, then maybe they're yours to begin with. village. They are neither. One is a very ugly human or a wee goblin, but in any case I ask again, what of it? So now we have the choice between social, well, if they're not yours we think we can take better care of them, these kids don't belong to you and we need them, or we can fight them for the children. So again, I have a slightly better social sort of grouping, and it's nice. I prefer the kind of, I believe I can take better care of them, I have a functional village. So let's begin our combat. So in line with what people have said, I've turned down the audio slightly. Ooh, yeah, definitely going to reshuffle that. That's a better hand. So straight away I'm just going to throw out a counter tactics just to get rid of the whoever was in the tactics bar. So this person does, ooh, that's 10 damage off the bat plus 5 poison damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to sacrifice someone into that, probably. So I'm going to sacrifice, again it's a social challenge so these wounds don't matter. So this is going to be 6, 7, 8, and then 5, and we're going to max this guy out because he's going to be taking on her. So the first fight phase, they're going to kill him, or they're going to basically convince him that he shouldn't be involved in this. Those two are going to take them out, and then he's going to almost take her out. She's going to take out Gandalf, but then he's going to get a second turn round at it, and we are going to absolutely destroy her. This brings us round to the second round of combat where we have to take on the rabid bear. He's going to throw out the rabid bear straight away. It does no damage because it has no conversational skills, so I'm just going to end it there. There we go, and that's a nice easy social challenge one. So we gained 4 children, 10 red ribbons, a bane for many demons, so that's defense against demons, and we gained 2 speech skill on 2 of our characters. Take the children and the red ribbon, then leave to find Rusalka. So there are other ways that can be solved. That can also result in us getting one of the goblins to join us, depending on how we deal with the situation and sort of what we have. We leveled up, so our expedition gains some health, some traps and tactics, a little bit of will and some strength. And back in our village we've gained dexterity, health, intelligence, traps and perception. So let's go and deal with this Rusalka. Smiles at you for a moment. All you feel like doing is staring at her, then you remember your purpose. I have the children, but what are you going to do with them? Don't worry, I'm not a Baba Yaga or the Lady Midday to feast on child flesh. I merely take these young ones so that they may join me and my sisters and be young and beautiful forever. No. Rusalka looks at you with anger, spots the red string and shrieks back. So she's seen that we've got red ribbons with us. Damn, that talkish bitch, she gave you the ribbons, did she? What will you do now? My sisters will kill me for this failure, but if I attack, you'll kill me. Listen, you. I will let you live if you agree to go out with the dwarf. The dwarf, yes, of course. You give him the red ribbons and tell him to burn it in the furnace, and that in the next day I will come, I swear this by my soul. Here, have a lock for my hair to seal the bargain. So I can either make a deal with this creature that she dates the dwarf, or I can kill her. I'm actually just going to deal with her. She can date the dwarf. Like, that's what he wants. If it brings him to ruin, then it brings him to ruin. So a small group of travellers pass by the village, basic supplies, give you a map to a herbalist hut and depart on the journey. Great, worth checking out if we're ever wounded or poisoned. So again, we have an anti-curse and an anti-poison, and it's starting to head towards night time. So over in the village, let's see what we're up to over here. So at the moment, village overview, we have a pasture and a cabbage farm, which gives us a chance at gathering people and children. So over in production, we're going to craft ourselves some cooked meals using vegetables, meat and some wood. And this just is an efficient way of using your food up. We're going to make 10 bigos. And that's actually part of a quest that's ongoing. One of the tutorial quests. I forgot to assign anyone to make them. My 2 craftsmen. Make some bigos for me. Anything decent around here? So there's spider silk up there, and there's spider silk down there, but there's no other major great things yet. And here we go. So this is the end of the cooking of the food, and in exchange for cooking that food he's given us some iron and some topaz. Excellent. And here we have a treasure chest, so we have something worth searching. We can do a 2-skull fight, or we can leave. Let's do the 2-skull fight. 3 ghosts. Ooh, that's going to be a little bit tough. So we've got 2 decent warriors in our starting hand, but everyone here is a kind of... Yeah, I think actually that we've got some decent tactics. So they go first. I'm going to throw out a very dangerous ghost first. Oh, that's a problem. Counter-offensive skill. Takes one of the offensive cards out. Counter-tactic skills. Okay, so she's a higher than level 5 in her tactics. Okay. So now we're going to have to survive a hit of 25. So this is going to hurt a lot. Hopefully I'm not going to lose one of my people to this. I do have a medic with me, so hopefully the medic is going to survive, and hopefully... Ooh, she's going to take another 25 hit. She's going to be down to 0. So she's going to have a lot of wounds. I'm going to have to basically camp straight away to survive this. Take the loot and leave the place. Okay, so we've got a mask, iron mask, we've got some weapons, some gold, and a spear. I'm just going to drop straight into camp. I'm going to set someone on to gathering wood, so that we have some wood. I'm also going to do a little bit of inventory management, see if the spear I got is any better. No poison damage. Is it better than anyone's weapon? It might be better than some of these lower level swords, wooden swords. It's slightly less damage, but it does have the piercing effect, which I quite like. The iron mask just gives me shielding, which can go onto my character with the lowest health, which is going to be my medic, and the perception can go onto him. Can the medic afford to carry a shield? No, too heavy. So you can see that even the same weapon, the stats vary slightly. So I have got 6 and 7, 6, 5 and 5 shielding. So actually the person who's wielding that sword is better off wielding this wooden sword. It does slightly more damage. Okay, so hopefully, fingers crossed, she's not going to die when I do this. Okay, so this is for building a building. I've also leveled up again. He got +2 medic skill for treating her. Okay. She got strength, attractiveness, armor, intelligence. We got another science point, and we managed to gather some things, and it looks like she survived, and not only did she survive, she got out of being a red droplet. So she's actually capable of moving again, safely. And a child grows up. So we can have a hunter, a craftsman, a gatherer, or a warrior. I'm going to go with hunter. They're very good, they can be very good warriors, very good damage characters, but at the same time they can do for other challenges as well. You see there's 12 other options. Ratslava. So if you would like to be a character, then feel free to sort of comment in the comments and I'll join you. You soon realise it is the touch of Lady Lada that keeps nightmares at bay and sustains your happiness, but one element that keeps recurring every single night, an old ruined building filled with sorrow, lost souls. You feel a strong urge to seek it out and to know where to look. So this is my divine quest, my quest for my god. So there are some very predictable quests that just start you out, but you can win via domination victory and things like that. Ooh, so we have an encounter. Scouts see something of interest nearby. Seems to be abandoned and ripe for salvage. Okay. So there's a place to see. That's a random quest that I can get occasionally. Now my expedition's quite full of pretty much everything, so I will just finish the smithy and then we'll call this an episode, and the expedition can go back and hand in their things. Okay, the Rusalka, thanks you for telling me who she is, by the way, has agreed to date you if you burn the red ribbon in your furnace. I have this here lock for hair, it's supposed to prove her word. She said she's had an eye on you because she likes your, well, you know, your muscle skill with the hammer and all that. So, a social challenge to convince the dwarf that the Rusalka is telling the truth. The Rusalka might not be telling the truth, but we are on the Rusalka's side for now at least. That's not a bad reshuffle. My turn. So, I'm going to throw out a pretty strong counter tactics to get rid of one of his tactic cards. 2 damage, and he's going to boost it, so the dwarf is actually off the field, which means all of these guys are going to be quite low level. So she's going to take him out, but that's fine. It's a speech challenge, so it doesn't matter if they take damage. Throw this out with a support ally, and then throw this out with a support ally. Probably the wrong way around to do it, but that's fine. He's going to take her out, counter, and then it's just a case of kind of talking the wraiths out, because he's the main challenge in a social challenge. But even though, because I've chosen to be a gatherer, so I have a social strength, social challenges are quite easy for me. And in exchange for that, he's given me a greatsword, a quite good greatsword, a crossbow, Dart of Darkness, the ribcage shield, and scaled armor. Thank you. So that's the end of that. We will equip our people up with their new equipment. So we've got another hunter. So it was one of the children we rescued that became a huntress. So she's actually with us now. So if you take the shield and one of the light axes, maybe? No, you can't afford that shield and a light axe. So why don't you take a decent sword? Oh, 14 damage from an axe, that'll do. She's got her crossbow, so she'll have range damage. She can't afford to wear that because it's too heavy. Can anyone afford to wear that armor? You can afford to wear that armor, that's fine by me. So we've got some warriors who are using swords. That's a 7 damage sword, and that's a 7 damage sword. We'll switch that up to a 13 damage sword, and we'll pass his 7 damage sword on to someone who's got a weaker sword, or someone who can afford to carry a slightly heavier sword. You afford to carry that? Yes, so you can afford to carry a 7 damage sword. So that's our equipment distributed apart from our shield, which isn't a particularly good shield, 3 and 4. That's a 4 and 4 plus 1 dexterity, 4 and 4 plus 1 dexterity. So yeah, all of our shield bearers have better shields. So, thank you for watching. That has been Thea The Awakening, and I will see you all in the next episode as we go and see whether we are going to be exploring for the place to see, the divine quest, or heading for the cosmic tree to see if we can't sort out this endless night thing. Goodbye.